This week on WestfordCAT News, we feature a presentation on vaping by the Westford Academy principal and the school's dean of students.
As deans and myself as the principal, we're gonna teach these students based on what we've learned from Stanford University. So we're not asking for additional funding. We're not asking for anybody else to teach these courses.
Selectmen finally reach a solution for funding a federal mandate.
The fee was based on, I believe it was 92% collection, which
There's
gives
an 8%
us
fudge factor.
right. There's a lot of wiggle room there.
And the town's librarians host a community farewell to a beloved oak tree in the town center. Stay tuned. WestfordCAT News is next. I'm Lauren Horton, the Executive Director of WestfordCAT. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to sign up for our email alerts to get our latest Westford News articles. Just visit westfordcatnews.org and click on the red subscribe button in the upper right corner. Vaping has turned into an epidemic at Westford Academy, according to Principal James Antonelli, who addressed the school committee on September 23rd. The practice of inhaling vapor from an electronic cigarette has administrators concerned. Here's Antonelli.
And what I did was I asked Dr. Schuster from MGH to put together a few slides for us. And I think many folks know what vaping is all about. They're battery-operated devices that heat up liquids and aerosols, and these liquids are vegetable glycerins, polypropylene, glycol, other chemicals, and that polypropylene is not exactly the way it's said, nicotine and marijuana, and it has been a problem for us at the high school over the last at least 3 or 4 years, and it is an epidemic at all high schools in Massachusetts. If you go to a conference with other principals, assistant principals, it's the #1 thing we're trying to combat in our schools.
A PowerPoint presentation by Dean Robert Ware provided more information and led Chairwoman Avery Adam and the other members of the school committee to express support for the administrators' efforts to curb the practice. 2019 marks the 225th anniversary of Westford Academy, the town's public high school. According to the Westford Historical Society, Westford Academy was incorporated on September 28, 1793. The school got started after educators spent a couple of years teaching students in private homes, according to town historian Jeff Hall. In 1794, a 2-story late Georgian-style Academy Hall was built. That building, now occupied by the Westford Museum on Boston Road, was the first of 4 historical buildings to house Westford Academy. In 1897, the students moved to the building now known as the Rodenbush Community Center at 65 Main Street. In 1955, the students relocated to 23 Depot Street, which is now the Abbott Elementary School. Westford Academy moved to its current location at 30 Patton Road in 1973. Today it holds approximately 1,400 students in grades 9 through 12. Niche.com ranked it the 12th best high school in Massachusetts for the 2020 school year. After months of discussions, selectmen finally resolved how to fund a federally mandated requirement to improve stormwater management. The board members voted 5-0 to approve the Stormwater Management Utility Fee and Credit Policy, which WestfordCAT will make available online at westfordcatnews.org. The decision raised a question for Christina Green of Chesapeake Road.
I just have a question on the fee. Does that include, does the pricing include the amount that the school and municipal buildings are going to be charged?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't know. Actually, on one of these links, it will show it's around $45,000 each, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So that, this does include those,
Working
yes,
for
it
that.
does.
Okay.
The only thing is the nonprofits, which we also break down, get a
Right.
one-year reprieve. But even with the credits and the nonprofit and so on, we should be fine within our budget, because I think they estimated us at a 92% collection,
Right.
and we're probably gonna be 99, which is what we are with taxes, so there's wiggle room there.
Okay.
Selectman Scott Hazelton participated remotely. To watch the entire Selectmen's meeting, visit WestfordCAT.org. On September 19th, a 20-year-old man on a motorcycle was struck and killed in front of the Blanchard Middle School by a bus carrying Acton-Boxborough School athletes. The victim was Stephen Welch, a Westford Academy alumnus who worked at his family's business, Welch Welding and Truck Equipment Incorporated, in Chelmsford, according to an online obituary prepared by J.A. Healy's Sons of Westford. No further information regarding the accident was immediately available from the Office of District Attorney Marion Ryan. WestfordCAT will keep you updated. David Hedison, Executive Director of the Chelmsford Housing Authority, presented an in-depth discussion on affordable housing for seniors at the Cameron Senior Center on September 24th. Hedison acknowledged that the demand for housing among the elderly exceeds the supply. Here he is giving the audience of about 40 seniors some tips.
So I'm going to talk to you about a couple things first. So let's talk about Westford and Chelmsford. We have state public housing. State public housing, we're talking age 62 and over, okay? So anytime anyone is interested in applying and living in state public housing, you will be paying 30% of your income, and you're going to be on a waiting list. Now, state public housing requires that we, one, look at emergencies first. Emergencies could be, Mary was burnt out of her house. Thankfully, we don't have that many fires in Westford or Chelmsford or in this area. Mary could have moved in with her children, and her son or daughter could be abusing her. It happens. 3, Mary, her husband passed away. She didn't maybe manage her finances so well. She's being foreclosed on and is losing her home. Another emergency. So emergencies come up, and it's our responsibility to, one, help emergencies. And the order of that is local, veteran, emergency. So when we look on our waiting lists, the first person we're going to take is local, emergency, veteran. If you're lucky to have all three, I know you don't want an emergency, but the reality is that would be your shortest wait time. After that, veteran emergency. So a veteran who's living out in Worcester could apply. If they're an emergency and a veteran, they're going to be offered next. After that, emergency. So we have to clear out local veteran emergencies. Then we go to veteran emergencies. Then we go to emergencies.
He also revealed the ongoing construction of 50 units in Shirley.
We are currently in construction for over 55 new senior units in Shirley. It's not Westford, it's not Chelmsford, but we're in construction for over 50 units in Shirley that will have some subsidized and some unsubsidized. Brand new, gorgeous, affordable development.
To watch the entire presentation, visit WestfordCAT.org. Patrons gathered at the J.V. Fletcher Library on September 23rd to grieve the pending loss of an old oak tree that has stood between the library and the First Parish Church for over 250 years. An inspection by an arborist found that the trunk is almost hollow and for safety reasons must come down. Library Director Ellen Rainville and her staff members provided activities and stories for a collective farewell. Here's a group of patrons reciting some of the many historic changes the tree witnessed throughout the decades.
I saw electricity lines installed here in 1906.
The first military funeral held for a Westford resident, Harvey Bailey, who enlisted at age 16 and died March 8, 1865.
In 1907, I saw Westford Academy move to 2 Boston Road.
On September 11th, 2013, a 9/11 memorial was dedicated next to Town Hall.
In 2008, the town dedicated a replica of the original 1890s bandstand.
In 1868, the first parish church was rotated 90 degrees.
WestfordCAT will continue to follow this story. And finally, our feature of the week. At the Cherry Lane home belonging to the LaCoste family, workers are remodeling and building an outdoor ramp for Kevin LaCoste's wheelchair. LaCoste suffered a serious spinal cord injury on July 21st. The tragedy gripped the heart of this community, as well as those who remember him growing up in Athol. On September 25th, LaCoste's longtime family friend, Chef Wayne Lumphy Richardson, brought 3 retired Athol police officers and the Athol deputy fire chief to help him grill and serve hamburgers and sausages for the workers. Richardson also brought a number of side dishes to round out the meal. Here's Richardson.
One of the reasons why that we came down here is we've known the LaCoste family for a long time. They're originally from Athol, and it was our way of giving back. I'm not a carpenter by any means and wasn't able to help out inside on the building, but I am a chef full-time, and I put a crew together of Timmy Anderson, he's a retired police chief in Athol, and Kevin Heath, he's a retired lieutenant on the police department, and Sergeant Casella, retired, and I brought down our deputy fire chief, Jeff Parker, and I brought another good friend of ours, Lisa Duran, who bartends and caters. And we just wanted to come down and give back to the community and give back to the contractors that are here, putting their time in and their energy and effort every day in helping out somebody else. And that was our main goal of coming down and helping out. And we raised quite a bit of money from friends and family to put all the food together today. And we really want to thank them for all their efforts. Hopefully we're able to come down again soon and maybe do this again.
LaCoste's tragedy has brought the Westford community together by inspiring fundraising efforts of all kinds, including lemonade stands. That helping spirit is now spreading to the LaCoste's hometown in Athol. WestfordCAT has followed this story from the beginning and will continue to bring you updates. Here's Superintendent Bill Olson with his first school update for the 2020 school year.
Hi, this is Superintendent of Schools Bill Olson, and I welcome you to the 2019-2020 school year. We've had a very successful start to the school year. One of the interesting facets is that I had anticipated a considerably higher number of students moving into the new Hanover properties, the apartment complexes down off 110. That occupancy has been a little bit slower than I and everyone else anticipated. And the demographics of the occupants seem to be a little bit different than other complexes like that. To this point in time, we have relatively few students. It seems to be empty nesters and young professionals with a lesser amount of families with school-age students. So we'll have to keep a careful eye on that over the next 2 to 2.5 years to see what enrollment increasing impact the apartment complexes, along with all of the other new developments, and there are a considerable number of new developments in town, what they create for our enrollment. I can't thank all of you enough, and members of our staff, our students, children throughout the town, adults, committees, boards, administration, for your support of Principal Kevin LaCoste. It's been an extraordinary effort and a real indication of how much This great principal and this great man is beloved in the town of Westford and surrounding communities. We need special education van drivers. If you know anyone or if you are interested, you just have to obtain your 7D, what's called a classification of 7D license to drive a van for special needs students. We are interested. If you'd like to be a driver or know someone who would like to, I'm going to ask you to please call my office and I will put you in touch with our transportation coordinator. On that note, I'm going to close by just saying that please obey the 20-mile-per-hour flashing lights around school zones. I oftentimes observe cars traveling far in excess of 20 miles per hour, when the lights are flashing, so I'd ask you to obey that. And please mention that to neighbors and friends in the community. And I want you to be very cognizant of school buses when they stop, and when the flashing stoplight is extended, cars in both directions must stop. We don't want any accidents with any of our students. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me, and I look forward to speaking with you again shortly.
We're pleased to announce that WestfordCAT's Adoptable Pet segment is now sponsored by Whole Pet Veterinary Center of Westford. To become a WestfordCAT underwriter, contact Sarah Fletcher at 978-692-7152. This week, we turn our attention to Burma, a 4-month-old spirit kitten available now at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's WestfordCAT production coordinator Patty Stalker with more.
The Lowell Humane Society is on a mission to find Burma a new home. Here's Marketing and Fundraising Manager Crystal Arnott with more on this 4-month-old spirit kitten who had little contact with humans before coming to the shelter.
Hi, this is Burma. Burma is about 4 months old, and she was found in an outdoor colony of cats with about 15 other cats. She's one of the younger from the colony, and we saw the potential for her to be a wonderful pet, so we took her in from the colony. We re-released the adults who were completely feral, and Burma is learning how to be a house cat. So her ideal family will have another social cat. She loves other cats so much that she absolutely needs to have a very social friendly cat to live with and kind of teach her the ways of being a house cat. That'll be her most successful home if she has a cat that she can befriend and kind of follow around and learn that people aren't quite so scary. She's just a kitten, so she has a lot of potential to start coming out of her shell and become comfortable with a family. It will be a very slow transition when she goes to a new home, as she'll need someone very patient who understands that she's a nervous Nellie and will need a lot of time getting used to people and warming up to people. Once she does know you, she's content to just sit in your arms and she'll purr away, letting you know how happy she is. She really does love to be pet. And she's super playful. She loves the kitty fishing pole or toy wand, and that is the way to her heart, is to get her to play with you and kind of open up and put down her guard a bit so that she can get to know you better. Out of the 15 cats, there were 9 re-released, and the rest we were able to rehome. And Burma is actually the last of the group who has yet to find a home.
If you think you'd like to provide Burma with her forever home, stop by the Lowell Humane Society Tuesdays through Sundays at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781 or visit lowellhumanesociety.org. You can also find them on Facebook. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
We're having beautiful weather this week. Will it continue? Here's what weather.com is predicting for the coming week.
I'm Erica Ramirez, a WestfordCAT intern with things to do in the area. The annual Art Oberfest fall celebration at 122 and 160 Western Avenue in Lowell includes a gallery showing, poetry slam, and different kinds of art on October 5th and 6th from 12 to 5 p.m. Artists are opening their studios to the public to display locally made artwork. Saturday features the Loading Dock Gallery's show, Reception, from 4 to 6 p.m. Admission is free. For more information, the public can visit their website at westernavenuestudios.com. Beginning Friday, October 4th, from 9 to 10 a.m., the Cameron Senior Center will host a program called Music Makers, where there will be rehearsals every Friday morning for those who would like to perform. The rehearsals will be to prepare for holiday performances. For more information, call 978-399-5523. The March of Dimes Signature Chef's Auction is designed to bring the community, sponsors, and young professionals together. The event will take place on Thursday, October 3rd at 6 p.m. at the UTech in Lowell. It will feature live music by Martin and Kelly, local culinary talent, and an auction that will raise funds to improve the health of mothers and their babies. Tickets can be purchased in advance for $30 each or at the door for $40. For more information, the community can visit signaturechefs.marchofdimes.org. Back to you, Lauren.
That's it for now, Westford. We leave you with scenes of the workers in action at the LaCoste home.